Oh, hell yeah! The devs have finally announced a proper transmog system. We will finally be able to convert our gear into appearance items. This allowing you to use any type of gear, any type of weapons as your appearance item, rather than being limited to the gear that you're wearing because of the stats it has. And also allowing you then to actually make use of these appearances of these different armors, rather than being so limited on the outfits they put in the store. This is a huge change, and honestly I wish was in the game from the start. I've never been a real big fan of a lot of the outfits they've come out with. They just don't really align with the gear that you generally find in game, and I would usually find that to just look better. Now we have so much more flexibility. We can read through this blog for a bit more details, and ultimately you're going to have to buy these illusion scrolls for Lucent. You will select a piece of gear in your equipment and you will convert it to an illusion. It will consume that piece of gear, so you need to be careful. If you want the visuals of a certain item but that item ends up being expensive, that can be quite costly, and you are consuming that item. You'll no longer be able to actually use it. Like if I wanted this Abyssal Foci staff, and if I wanted the appearance of this while I used a different staff, I'm going to be able to do that by converting that Foci staff into an appearance illusion. But I will then no longer have that Foci staff to actually use myself. I will no longer be able to actually have it as a gear item. But nonetheless, still a great system. And it does make sense that it consumes the item. So there is still going to be that exclusivity. You can buy some super expensive item and then go ahead and use it just for the appearance, flexing you have that. Now this unfortunately also does allude to not being able to buy and sell those illusions. It could have been a neat thing if that was to be the case. But the amount of scrolls you'll need will be 6 for weapons and 2 to 3 for armor, depending on the armor piece. And the illusions are character bound, not to account, and then they will appear in your mirror boutique. So it opens up a ton of flexibility of how you want to stylize your character. But you can see the cost. One illusion scroll is going to be 100 Lucent, and you can buy a bundle at a 20% discount for 2,400. So yeah, gonna be pretty expensive if you want to be getting like a whole set, and potentially they'll be giving them out for free via events and things like that. I at least hope so. I assume this will also bring to the mirror boutique different sections here. Right now we only have like headpieces and then outfit sets. We're probably going to have all of the different gear items then, and accessories don't have, say, visuals, so there will be no need for those. But this should even allow us to be able to run different capes. I'm very happy they finally added this. And yes, there'll be no limitation between different types of armor, light, heavy or medium. And of course you are still limited with the weapon type. Like you can only use a weapon illusion for swords if you're actually using that sword. You can't have a wand looking like a sword, etc. Same with your armor pieces there, that's just logical. You will, however, only be able to use epic grade items to become illusions. And you will indeed be able to dye them. Once they're in your mirror boutique, you'll be able to change the color of the different parts of those outfits, and you can always revert it back to default if you wish. Again, this system will be coming May the 1st with next week's update after maintenance. I'm personally not a big collector in terms of outfits because I generally like to save my Lucent for actual gear progress. In these type of vertical progression games, I usually save my resources for upgrading my character rather than making it look cool. But that's just me, and I may be more tempted with this illusion system to actually grab the appearance of certain armors and then actually be able to use them. Because there is some really cool looking stuff out there, and it was just unfortunate you could never really make use of them up until now. So this is just an awesome change. I'm surprised Tico didn't mention it yesterday. One thing that's a little unfortunate is, the monetizing of this. I mean, it makes sense. You can still earn Lucent in-game as free to play, but like I mentioned, I'm disinclined to actually spend it on just appearance items. I come from a game called Neverwinter where it's literally free to convert all those items to appearance items, and then it only costs pennies to be able to switch them if you wish. But it makes sense that they're doing this, and I'd rather them monetize this more rather than adding hard pay to win stuff. But I hope at least they'll add some of those scrolls to like events and things that can be obtained just by partaking in certain activities. But that's it for now. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around.